Not every upgrade pays. Hi, I'm Scott Stamper, the Cowboy Real Estate Agent. And if you're thinking about selling your home in Virginia Beach, Chesapeake, or anywhere in the Hampton Roads area, this is one of the biggest mistakes I see sellers almost make before they list. And that is, they start thinking, I need to redo the kitchen. I need new floors. I need to remodel the bathrooms. I need to spend $10, $20, $30,000 before this home is ready. But here's the truth. Most sellers do not hear enough. The buyer is not pricing your home based on how much money you spent. They are pricing your home against the other homes they can buy. And that one sentence can save you a whole lot of money. Because the goal before selling is not to turn your home into your dream home. The goal is to make smart, strategic updates that help your home compete, photograph well, show well, and appraise realistically in your local market. So today, I'm going to break it down which pre-listing updates usually make sense, which ones can waste money, and how Virginia Beach sellers should think before spending a dime. Now, before we get into the updates, let me just say this clearly, okay? I'm not saying all updates are bad. Some updates absolutely help. Fresh paint, clean landscaping, simple repairs, lighting, flooring, touch-ups, deep cleaning, decluttering, and small cosmetic improvements can make major differences. But there is a big difference between smart prep and over improving. Smart prep helps the buyer feel confident. Over improving means you spent money the market may not reward you for. And that is where sellers can get into trouble. Because a buyer looking at homes in Virginia Beach is not just looking at your house in isolation. They are comparing your home to active listings, recently sold homes, pending homes, and price-reduced homes nearby. So before you spend big money, you need to ask, will this update actually help me sell for more? Will it help me sell faster? Will it remove a buyer objection? Or am I just doing this because I personally think it looks better? That difference right there matters a lot. And before I go deeper into what we're talking about, if you're thinking about selling in anywhere in the Hampton Roads area and you're not sure what updates are actually worth doing, please just comment the word update below, and I'll send you my pre-listing update worksheet so you can start sorting what is worth doing, what is optional, and what may not be worth spending money on before you list. Like I said, the link will be below in my description below. Now, here's the first thing sellers need to understand. The market does not care what you spend. That sounds harsh, but it is true. You might spend $15,000 on new countertops, and you might spend $8,000 on flooring. You might spend $20,000 on a bathroom remodel. But when a buyer walks through your home, they are not thinking, how much did the seller spend? They are thinking, how does this compare to the other home I just saw? That is the battle. Now, your home is competing against every other option in that buyer's price range. So if your home is priced at $525 in Virginia Beach, that buyer is probably looking at other homes around $500 to $550. Maybe they are comparing neighborhoods. Maybe they are comparing school zones. Maybe they are comparing commute times to Oceana, Town Center, Chesapeake, Norfolk, or the oceanfront. Maybe they are just comparing updated kitchens, lot size, garage space, flood zones, HOA fees, and days on market. So even if you put money into your home, the buyer may still say, this one is nice, but the other home has a better layout. This one has updates, but the other one has a bigger yard. This one has new countertops, but that other one is in the neighborhood I like better. That's why updates have to be strategic. You are not just improving the home, you are improving the home's position against the competition. Now that is the key. So, another one, point 2. One of the biggest mistakes sellers can make is over improving for the neighborhood. Let's say most homes in your neighborhood are selling around $450,000 to $500,000. If you spend a pile of money trying to make your home feel like a $650,000 home, the market may not reward you the way you expect. Why? Because buyers still compare your home to the area, the neighborhood, lot size, age of the home, layout, school zone, traffic pattern, nearby competition, and recent sales all still matter. A beautiful kitchen does not automatically erase every factor. Now, can updates help you stand out? Absolutely. But there is a ceiling in every micro market. That is true in Virginia Beach. It's true in Chesapeake. It's true in Norfolk. It's true in Suffolk, and it is especially true in neighborhoods where buyers already have a clear expectation of value. Now, that does not mean your home cannot sell well. It means you need to know where your home realistically fits before spending the money. Because sometimes the better move is not a major renovation. Sometimes the better move is fresh paint, updated lighting, new cabinet hardware, professional cleaning, yard cleanup, pressure washing, minor repairs, staging or furniture rearranging, better photography, stronger pricing strategy, and better presentation. Those things may not sound as exciting as a big remodel, but they can help create as much stronger first impression without blowing your budget. Now, point number 3, buyers pay for confidence. Now, here is a better way to think about pre-listing updates. Buyers pay for confidence. A buyer wants to walk into a home and feel like it has been cared for. They want to feel like they are not inheriting a mess. They want to feel like the home is clean, functional, maintained, and worth the price. Now, that does not always require a full renovation. In fact, sometimes the small things create the biggest emotional reaction. For example, a clean front entry, fresh mulch, trimmed bushes, pressure washed siding, clean driveway, a freshly painted front door, and neutral paint inside, clean baseboards, light bulbs that match, clean windows, no pet smell, no clutter, no obvious loose handles, broken blinds, dripping faucets, or stained carpet. Those things matter because they affect the buyer's trust. Now, when buyers see little problems everywhere, they start wondering what the bigger problems are they cannot see. That is when they get nervous. That is when they start discounting the home in their mind. Now, that is when they start saying, no, excuse me. That is what they can see So before you spend money on something flashy, make sure the basics are handled. A home that feels clean, cared for, move-in ready often performs better than a home with expensive update surrounded by neglected details. Now, point number 4, the wrong updates can actually hurt. Now, this one is important. The wrong updates do not just waste money, sometimes they can actually hurt your sale. Now, here is what I mean. If you choose very specific finishes that only fit your personal taste, you may narrow your buyer pool. You may love bold tile. Maybe you love a very specific cabinet door. And maybe you love custom fixtures. Maybe you love a unique flooring choice that is fine for you if you are staying in the home. But if you are selling, the question changes. You are not designing for yourself anymore. You are preparing for the broadest buyer appeal. In Hampton Roads, buyers are already dealing with big decisions like price, location, commute, flood concerns, schools, military base proximity, monthly payment, insurance, interest rates, repairs, neighborhood feel. They do not need one more reason to hesitate. So, if an update is too personal, too expensive, or too disconnected from what buyers in that price range expect, it may not help. This is why neutral usually wins. Not boring, neutral, clean, bright, simple, easy to imagine living in. The goal is not for buyers to say, wow, the seller has unique tastes. The goal is for buyers to say, I can see myself living here. That is why the whole game, that is the whole game. Now, point number 5, look at active, pending, sold, and reduced homes first. Now, before you make a pre-listing update decision, you need to look at 4 categories of homes. Number 1 is active homes. These are your current competition. If you list today, these are the homes buyers may compare against yours. Now, number 2 is pending homes. These tell you what buyers recently chose. Now, if a home went pending quickly, you want to know why. Was it the price? Was it the condition? Was it location? Was it the layout of the home, the updates in the home, lot size? Number 3, recently sold homes. These tell you what buyers were actually willing to pay, not what sellers wanted, what buyers paid. Number 4, price reduced homes. These are very important. Price reductions can show you what the market rejected. Maybe the home was overpriced. Maybe the condition did not match the price. Maybe the photos were weak. Maybe the updates just weren't enough. Maybe buyers found better value elsewhere. This is where a seller can learn a lot, because you do not want to guess your way into the market. You want to position your home based on what is already happening. Now, that is how you decide whether an update is necessary, optional, or not worth it at all. For example, if every competing home in your price range has an updated flooring and yours has old worn carpet, flooring may be worth discussing. But if your flooring is already acceptable and the bigger problem is curb appeal, lighting, or clutter, then spend thousands on floors may not be the best move. You have to diagnose before you prescribe. That is what smart sellers do. Now, point number 6. The best pre-listing updates are usually the ones that remove objections. All right. They are objection removers. Ask yourself, what would make a buyer hesitate? What would show poorly in photos? What would come up during a showing? What would make the home feel less maintained? What would make the buyer feel like the home is overpriced? That is where your money should go first. Here are examples of objection removing updates. If the paint is dark, loud, or worn, neutral paint may help. If the landscaping makes the home look neglected, curb appeal may help. If the home smells like pets, smoke, moisture, or heavy cooking, cleaning and odor removal may help. If lighting is dim, better bulbs and fixtures may help. If the carpet is badly stained, cleaning or replacement may be key. If small repairs are obvious, handling them may help too. If the home feels crowded, just declutter it. If the photos will look dark, cleaning windows and improving lighting will help here. These are not always glamorous, but they matter because buyers make emotional decisions fast. A buyer can walk into a home and decide within minutes whether it feels right or not. Then they spend the rest of the showing justifying that feeling. That is why presentation matters so much. You are not trying to trick anybody here. You are trying to remove distractions so the buyer can focus on the value of the home. Now, point number 7, what I would do before spending big money. So here is the order I would think through before spending big money before selling. First, look at your local competition. Not just homes somewhere in Virginia Beach. Your actual price range, your area, your property type, and your likely buyer pool. Second, identify your home's biggest objection. Is it condition? Is it layout? Is it location? The age? Is it curb appeal? Is it clutter? Or is it outdated finishes? Or is it price? Third, separate repairs from upgrades. A repair fixes something that is broken, worn, or concerning. An upgrade improves something that already works. Now, repairs often matter more than upgrades because they affect buyer confidence. Fourth, focus on presentation. Photos, cleanliness, lighting, smell, appeal. And fifth, do not renovate blindly. Do not start spending money just because someone at work or a neighbor or family member told you that you have to redo the kitchen. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. The market should help answer that question, not emotion, definitely not ego, and absolutely not guesswork. Now, the final thing here is the big takeaway is before you renovate for resale, ask whether the update truly helps your home compete in Virginia Beach and the Hampton Roads market. Because some sellers spend big and still get compared to cheaper homes nearby. The goal is not to win a renovation contest. The goal is to sell with a smart strategy. Smart prep beats random spending. Marketability beats ego projects. And positioning beats guessing. If you are thinking about selling in Virginia Beach or anywhere in Hampton Roads, please just comment the word update and I'll send you my pre-listing update worksheet today. It will help you sort through what is worth doing and what can wait and what may not pay off before you list. And please remember, not every upgrade pays.